All right, if you're an architect working in a multi-cloud world, you know your job isn't just about building things. It's about being able to see them. That visibility, it's everything. So today, we are going to tackle one of the biggest decisions you have to make. How on earth do you choose your observability stack?
So let's just dive right in. I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? Do you stick with the tools that each cloud provider gives you, or do you make a bet on a single unified platform that kind of sits on top of everything? The answer you come up with here is going to shape your entire operational strategy.
And that right there is the architect's dilemma. You're in this constant balancing act. You need absolute perfect clarity into your systems. But you're also juggling budgets. You're juggling the sheer complexity of your stack, and it's getting more complex by the day. It is anything but simple. Yeah, your job, your challenge, is to pull off what often feels like the impossible. You have to see everything across every single service in every single cloud all at the same time. And you have to do it without totally overwhelming your teams with alerts or just completely blowing the budget. It is a very high-stakes game. Okay, so to try and solve this puzzle, two main ways of thinking, two dominant philosophies have really come to the forefront. Now, both are chasing that same holy grail, that single pane of glass. But boy, do they take different roads to get there. So on one side, you've got the cloud-native approach. This is where you just use the tools that AWS, Azure, or GCP give you, right inside their own worlds. And then on the other side, you've got the third-party platform. This is the one that promises that unified view by sitting on top of all your different environments. But look, let's be real for a second. Neither path is perfect. Every single architectural decision is a game of trade-offs, and this one really boils down to two huge factors: cost and complexity. And you'll notice something interesting here. It's an inverse relationship. The cloud-native route, it often looks cheaper when you first look at it, because you're paying less for licenses. But the hidden cost, the real kicker, is the complexity. Your team suddenly needs to be an expert in multiple, completely different tool sets. The third-party platform, it flips that script. You're going to pay more for the license upfront, for sure, but the payoff is simplifying your operations with just one tool and one skill set to worry about. In this chart, it really just paints the picture of what we were just talking about. Going cloud native means you're trading a lower bill today for a lot more operational headache tomorrow. A third-party platform means you're investing that money up front to reduce that long-term burden. So the real question you have to ask yourself as an architect is, what's more valuable to us right now, our budget or our team's sanity? But hang on, what if this isn't an either-or choice? I mean, the best, most sophisticated architectures out there, they rarely make these kinds of black and white decisions. They embrace a hybrid approach. So let's check out a strategy that's built for maximum safety. And this idea is absolutely key. Instead of just betting everything on one system and praying it never fails, you design a system that expects failure and can handle it. When we're talking about observability, that means making sure your most critical data has more than one path to safety. So, okay, how does this actually work in the real world? Well, it's a pattern called signal duplication. It's pretty simple, actually. First, you identify a signal that you absolutely, positively cannot afford to miss. Think like a failed customer checkout. Then you set up your application to send that signal to both places. It goes to your native cloud tool for that immediate in-the-moment alerting, and at the same time, it goes to your third-party platform for that big-picture, long-term analysis. And just like that, you've built in redundancy. If one system has a hiccup, the other one still catches that critical event. No blind spots. All right, so how do you take all these ideas and actually apply them to your work? Let's try to distill all this down into a blueprint, a set of principles that can guide you as you build out your own observability strategy. Okay, let's put it all together. Here are your guiding principles. First, and this is a big one, look beyond the sticker price. Think about the total cost of ownership, which includes things like training and the operational overhead. Second, be brutally honest about your team's existing skills and how much time they have to learn new things. Third, find those can't-miss signals and use that hybrid duplication pattern for them. And finally, always tie your tech strategy back to the main business goal: resilience.
And I'll leave you with this one last thought to chew on. You know, we've spent this whole time comparing two different paths, as if you have to pick one. But maybe the future isn't a choice at all. What if it's a convergence? A future where those lines between cloud-native and third-party tools just blur, creating something way more powerful than either one could ever be alone. Something to think about as you go build what's next.